like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tutorial Tuesday. This lovely look right here is based off the Egyptian goddess of warfare, Bastet. She was a cat/lion-headed goddess. It is also my entry into the 2016 NYX Face Awards. If you like this look, definitely give it a big thumbs up to let the judges know that you want to see me, it's gotta be Sarah C, in the top 30 for the 2016 NYX Face Awards. And if you'd like to learn how to recreate this look, keep on watching. I went ahead and applied a bald cap and blocked out my brows, so I'm serving up some potato realness. I start by mapping out my necklace with a nude lip liner. I like to use nude or white liners when mapping out any of my body paints because any errors can be easily buffed away. Now for some color. I use red body paint to fill in the top row of the bigger trapezoids. I also use the red to fill in the jewels. Then I fill in the bottom row with blue body paint. And for both rows, I'm leaving small gaps between the segments, so outlining will be easier later. I also use the blue to fill in the wing shapes in a checkerboard pattern. I use NYX's Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk to prime the scarab. Then I pat on the baked shadow in Ghetto Gold. Now it's time to outline. I use NYX's Glam Liner Aqua Luxe in 24 Karat to outline all the shapes of the necklace. I also use it to fill in the empty sections and the wing shapes. Onto shading. This is really where the necklace comes to life. I use a light brown from the Wicked Dreams palette to shade the top and outer edge of each of my red and blue sections. I'm using an angled brush to swipe the color on and then downward sweeping motions to blend it out a tiny bit. I use the same technique to shade the lower and upper edge of the necklace so it appears on top of my skin. I use a darker brown from the palette to shade the inner edge of the gold around the jewel so it looks more round. Then I use a gradient of browns from the palette to start shading the scarab. I start with a light shade and outline all of the shapes. Then with each darker shade I concentrate the color more and more where the deepest shadows would be. Now to highlight using Milk. I highlight the jewel with two little parentheses shapes and I highlight each red and blue section with an L shape in the opposite corner as the shading. Then I set and blend the highlights with NYX's Baked Shadow in White Noise. Now for the prosthetic. I made this one myself out of gelatin, but there's loads of cat nose prosthetics available for purchase online as well. I apply adhesive to my face and the appliance to ensure it adheres well. Then I blend my edges with witch hazel. I use a very light pink-based foundation to color the prosthetic, and I powder it so it won't smudge. And of course, sometimes you gotta just take a little dance break. Next, I take NYX's eye and eyebrow pencil in charcoal to map out where I want my gray sections. I'm referencing a picture of a Sphinx cat for this so I can mimic its markings. Then I use very watered down gray body paint to fill in those areas. I chose to water down my paint a lot because if you look at a Sphinx cat, they have a lot of color variation. They're not just one solid color, so I wanted to have a more uneven coverage. I'm using a purplish gray from the Wicked Dreams palette to contour. I want to have that really sunken in look, so I apply my cheek contour in a stretched S shape. I also use this color to shade around the edges of the gray sections on my neck and shoulders because Sphinx cats are darkest at the edges of their markings. I'm using NYX's matte lipstick in Haze to shade the markings on my face. I'm using a cream instead of the powder for this area because if you use powders around the edge of a prosthetic, they tend to settle in your edges and make them more obvious. I fill in my lower lip with this color as well. Now for those lovely wrinkles. I use my contour shade to begin mapping out the wrinkles. I'm again referencing a Sphinx cat for this. No two Sphinx cats have the exact same wrinkle pattern, so don't worry about copying these exactly, just make sure they look natural and aren't rigid straight lines. You want some curve to them. Once I have them mapped out, I go back in with Haze and deepen the center of each wrinkle. I use the black from the Wicked Dreams palette on a tiny brush to really deepen the center of each wrinkle. Milk to highlight between each wrinkle to make them look more 3D. I fill in my nose with Haze to give it some contrast. I also use Haze on a nail dotting tool to add the follicles where whiskers would grow. Next, prime your eye area with Milk. I'm going for a more Elizabeth Taylor as Cleopatra for my eye look. I pat NYX's Primal color in hot blue all over the jumbo eye pencil. Now for the eyeliner. I'm using NYX's Epic Black Mousse Liner for this. Elizabeth Taylor's Cleopatra was very simplistic yet bold. The wings follow the lower lash line, then curve at both ends. I also used the gel liner to add some brows. The Egyptians weren't having any of that Instagram brow nonsense. Nope. They were all about a bold, solid black brow with a strong arch. I line my lower liner with some gold just to make it pop. Last, I line my waterline. Thank you so much for watching my Bastet tutorial. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to keep up to date with all of my videos. All of the NYX products I use will be listed in the description, as well as all of my social media links if you'd like to check out more of my work. If there's something you'd like to see for a Tutorial Tuesday or a Foundations Friday, or if you just have any general questions, be sure to let me know in the comments. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.